The January 6th committee spotlighting not the former president, but a different Trump this morning, his daughter, Ivanka, asking she share specifics about her communications with her father and White House staff as the insurrection was happening.
We have direct testimony that Ms. Trump went in multiple times, at least twice, maybe more, to her father. I believe she was alone with him. To ask him to call off the violence.
Lawmakers also want to know more about conversations between Mr. Trump and his then Vice President, Mike Pence, to try and stop the counting of electoral votes, whether Mr. Trump ordered the National Guard to respond to the riot, and his activities after the attack on the Capitol. So far, Ivanka Trump, the former president's oldest daughter, who held an official role in his administration as a senior advisor, has not been subpoenaed. And in a statement, a spokesperson saying she just learned of the letter from the committee, adding she did not speak at the January 6th rally and said that day the violence must stop immediately. It comes as the former president himself faces legal pressure on a different front, with a top Georgia prosecutor requesting a special grand jury to bolster her investigation into possible election interference by the former president and his allies. In a letter obtained by NBC News, the Fulton County District Attorney writes she's investigating any coordinated attempts to unlawfully alter the outcome of the 2020 election, but says some witnesses have been uncooperative, pointing to Georgia's Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger, who was on the receiving end of that now infamous phone call from Mr. Trump last January. That's when he pushed Raffensperger to overturn the state's legitimate election results.
I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have, because we won the state.
President Biden won Georgia, but Mr. Trump continues to insist in a new statement that his call was perfect, repeating again his election fraud lies. Raffensperger, by the way, says he is cooperating with the DA's investigation and will comply with any grand jury summons. There's also some news now coming out of the National Archives, which says it is in the process of handing over Trump White House records to that House January 6th committee after the Supreme Court shot down the former president's push to try and keep those documents secret. Savannah?
Hallie Jackson, a lot of different headlines to follow there, Hallie. Thank you.